All right, you guys. Some of y'all have emailed me about more plates, more dates, recent video in regards to receiving Liver King's emails with his drug stacks. And you guys got to really check it out. It's a really good video. It's about an hour long. I watched the whole thing from top to bottom. Uh, and he actually got emails with his cycles and everything like that. But what I'm going to do differently is I'm going to give you a short rundown as far as to what he's using, but I'm also going to address the issues that he complained about in the email and give you guys an explanation as far as to why he's having these particular problems. So, just guys, give you a little background. Liver King has, he has a big business here, $100 million. And he's always preaching about these ancestral habits and stuff like that. But the biggest thing is that he's leveraged his business by saying that he's been all natural, and unless you follow these ancestral tenets, then you're not going to succeed there. And Joe Rogan's called him out. A lot of people have called him out for this type of BS there, and he's responded with little funny videos and stuff like that. And then finally, more plates there. He went somehow some emails got forwarded to him, and he went ahead and read out his entire cycle. So I actually wrote down it myself here. So the one thing that really surprised me, obviously, he's taking 4 vials of Omnitrope a week. I mean, that's freaking insane. That's enough for 2 IFBB pro bodybuilders. That is what you call a six-figure a year stack there. That's going to run about $130,000 just by itself alone. Now, he's also taking a couple peptides, IGF-1R, the CJC-1295. It's written down. Ibermurf, MK67 there, basically, or MK66. General peptides. He's not really doing much as far as his test CPRNate. It's just 120 milligrams. That's fine. 120 milligrams of Deca and 50 milligrams of Winstrol a day. These are pretty much general stacks that I would see. The biggest exception is that all that HGH, essentially. And folks, you guys complain about me being the same age as Liver King and other people. And folks, like I said, if I went and did all this type of stuff here, especially HGH, I would be just as yoked as the Liver King itself there. But you see, there's a lot of run-ins with this particular stack that he's ran into. Number one, he feels that his HGH level should be at 300. And by all accounts there, it should be at 300 there, generally speaking, with all the HGH that he's actually taking there. But the truth of the matter is, and I'm going to address this here first, the reason that he's not at 300 is simply genetics here. And the fact of the matter is even if he was at 300, it's not going to make a difference. You have to understand one thing, even with any type of anabolic steroids, any types of drugs, there's only a certain limit that your body is going to accept. It's like protein, for example. You could take 800 or 900 grams of protein, but your body's only going to accept a small portion of that protein. This is why, folks, I preach the 0.8 per kilogram of body weight as far as protein is concerned. And you hear about all these diets about 600, 800. It doesn't matter how much protein you take. You can take 1,600 grams of protein, but your body is only going to accept a certain amount, and the rest of it's going to be flushed out through the waste systems. In other words, you're going to pee and poop it out there, in other words. And that's what Liver King is doing. He's peeing and pooping it out there. And like I said, his levels are still pretty high. It's at 204, and your general margin would be like 60 to 300 and some, but 200 is an awesome score. The benefits of a high HGH is you're going to have better skin. Everything's going to look sharper. You're going to have less wrinkles and stuff like that. I think that's also feeding into his psyche, thinking that he's not taking enough HGH, and because he has these wrinkles. And the truth of the matter is the reason why he still has those wrinkles is because he's on that keto diet. There, one of the big things on the keto diet is your skin dries out. You know, your skin dries out. It's not going to have that fullness there. So, and you can tell myself here, I'm not on no keto diet or anything like that. So, uh, but when you're whenever I was on a keto diet, whenever I was training and competing, my skin was dry and I was a whole lot more wrinkled than the way I look now there, in other words. And that's just a difference between. So I think Liver King is pretty much focusing too much on that, that he feels that his physique, he's is not just his physique, is not responding to this HGH when in fact it really is there. Because, like I said, his levels are at 200. Overall, the HGH is actually working there. He just needs to take those other mitigating factors. Now, the other part is that he was complaining about him sleeping, that he was having trouble sleeping at night there. Now, here's the thing. I really respect him for practicing what he preaches as far as to what he's eating. He's eating the raw organs. He's eating, he's using his supplements, the creatine. And like More Plate said, I've never seen him take dextrose, but that's no big deal. It's just basically sugar, in other words. But he practices what he preaches, and he eats all, he takes his supplements and eats the raw liver and organs and stuff like that. But the downside to that is the reason why he's not getting sleep there is probably for two reasons here. Or actually, let's make it three reasons now that I'm thinking about it. Now, number one, and this is taught in a lot of old health books there, is that when you eat too much red meat, especially around late at night there, your body you're going to have a hard time sleeping because it's a lot harder to digest red meat and stuff like that. And that also plays upon the part of him taking supplements just right before bed. He's taking these supplements, he's taking that protein shake. So his stomach is still trying to digest there, and that's pretty much what's keeping him awake there, most likely. And like I said, it has nothing really to do because he's definitely doing enough workouts to where he's going to need to rest and recoup because he still takes naps there, And that's really the third thing is that he needs to take into account that he's taking naps in the afternoon. If you're sleeping, for example, if you're taking a nap for about 2 hours here, and if you get to bed at night and you're only sleeping 6 hours, that right there is 8 hours here, And I think the Liver King is not taking into account as far as the naps that he's actually taking there, The whole point of sleep is you need to just simply sleep until you actually wake up. You should naturally go to sleep. You should naturally wake up. That's what I generally do at this point in time there. Even when I was working at Verizon there, I still followed that same habit. I never turned on an alarm clock. I never got up on a particular schedule there. If I needed to be somewhere early, then I would go to bed a little bit earlier. It's quite simple. That way I can still naturally wake up and have time to do my activities here, So those are three things that I would suspect that he's having issues with. But the biggest thing is that, Liver King has been exposed there. I mean, butt naked, just like he walks around partially naked now. Now his drawers are off there, essentially. He's been exposed pretty badly there. And the thing about it is while it's quite possible that the emails are not legit, I would seriously doubt it because, it had all the markings, the time periods. It's so detailed that there's it's simply not going to be possible to actually duplicate what the level of detail that he had. Not only that, he also had previous emails from him that he didn't even know asking for a consultation there. So if there was going to be a big scam or so forth there, then he wouldn't have received the original emails. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. So what's going to happen next? This is not really going to affect Liver King's overall brand. At the end of the day, it's really all about the message. He's still going to sell supplements, whether most people already had an indication that he was taking stuff anyway. Me personally, it doesn't affect it. It really doesn't affect his brand at all. In fact, it'll probably, if he just goes and just says what he's actually doing, people are not only going to respect him more, but he's not going to lose any business whatsoever. Because it doesn't really make a difference here. Only thing he needs to do is keep preaching the tenements that he's put in and continue living the lifestyle. Because here's the thing. His audience, the people that buy his products, they're not looking so much as to his physique, but they're looking pretty much to his lifestyle. It's like Dana Lynn Bailey. Dana Lynn Bailey, she had a great physique, but the biggest thing that attracted people is her personality and her general lifestyle. What really sells supplements is the lifestyle. It's not the physique so much there. But that's all I got to say today, people. I know this is a long video, but, I just wanted to go over a couple things and details and give you guys the best message and my honest opinion about the situation there. Like I said, this could all be fake, but no, it definitely can't. It's probably not there. It's time that Liver King just simply comes clean and simply go about his business here. One thing I can definitely say is I really respect the fact that he's practicing what he's preaching as far as what he's actually eating. That's no BS there, But other than that, like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. Click the link below. Also visit vincegoodrum.com. As always, peace and soul.